Yah Shalom, family. All praises to the Most High Power, the great I am, loving kindness, the Holy Great One, the power of Zion. Family, let's go straight into this. All right, I've had a lot of challenges coming online today. As you can see in front of me, I have a lot of books. We're gonna go into this book, Jesus the Master Builder, Druid Mysteries and the Dawn of Christianity by Gordon Strachan. And then we'll go into the Keys of Enoch. We're gonna go into the Keys of Enoch. We're gonna go into the Children of Moon. And then we'll finish up with the Secret Teachings of All Ages. All right. Okay, family, so I have some information to bring to you guys in regards to the video that Big Judah released last night. So as usual, I'm going to bring a little bit more light to elaborate a little bit more on what was discussed in his video. So we'll go straight into it. I will let the big homie speak for about 2 to 3 minutes. And I will just go in after him and I will break down a few points of what he discussed, so we can get the another view of what he said.
Says, it will therefore be a surprise to Bible readers of today who have no suspicion of this deception to be told that it was through the medium of the Irish language that the true key would be found for the solution of the mystery of the origin of the Bible. The proof of this fact is here given for all mankind to see and know. The first of the 2 citations to be given in this chapter is from the book of John, chapter 3, 23rd verse. And John was baptizing in Aeon, near to Salem, because there was much water there, and they came and were baptized. In the latest revision of the Bible, the doctors have altered the word Aeon and have made it Enon. In the older version, it is Aeon. This is a compound of 2 Irish words. Aeon, meaning a circle of the sun, a year, and On, also a name of the sun. The complete word itself means the sun. The word On also signifies cause, reason, swiftness, fierceness, eagerness, excellent, noble, good, also wolf dog. These are qualities and attributes associated with and applied to the solar sun and to the sun god by the Aryan or Irish priests of Aisa. Their theology was based on the idea that the supreme deity never had nor has a name. He is known only by attributes as the good or God, holy, most high, etc. And as the solar sun is the center of light and his great representative or sun in our system, the sun god is named after the qualities and attributes of some idea, such as the horseman or charioteer, the strong one or Samson, okay, or the fierce one, Horus, the heavenly wolf who is eager, swift, and fierce. The Irish, during their sojourn in Egypt, gave the name of On to one of their cities on the Nile. The city of On, the city of the sun, was afterwards called Heliopolis by the Greeks and Romans. Salem is a Hebrew word, okay, but the basis of it is in the Irish word solas, light. As Hebrew is a jargon of the Irish, it follows more or less closely the root it is taken from, as will be seen. So Salem means the city of God or light.
Okay. All right, family. So there was so much that was said in these 2 paragraphs, and it's going to take me about an hour to give you all that I brought you here today to receive. So let's go. Let's start with On, the Irish city On. Okay? We're going to break down everything. Let's start with On. Let's go to the Keys of Enoch. Let's go to the Keys of Enoch. And let's pull up this page 596. What is the city of On? The Irish city of On is a place where wisdom, where light is revealed by the masters of light for the teachings and the education of the soul. That's what was happening in this city called On. Okay, this Irish city, On. Shout out to the brother Yeshua 85. That's what was happening in this Irish city called On. It was a place of wisdom where light is revealed by the masters of light for the teaching and the education of the soul. On in Kemet, or in Egypt, was the center for the Academy of Light, which commissioned high priests to go to, which commissioned priests, scientists. Okay? Pay attention to that word, priests, scientists. On in Kemet was the center for the Academy of Light, and they commissioned priests, scientists. Now, who were the priest scientists? We'll get into it. To go to select megalithic sites in the ancient world. These priest scientists were commissioned by On, Irish city, okay, to go to select megalithic sites in the ancient world. Now, where is the ancient world? Okay, you know that. Okay, and build geophysical time models. Okay, that's your Stonehenge right there. And build geophysical time models linking the destiny of the earth with specific programs of higher intelligence. It is a place where the soul is fed, a taste of the infinite source of light. It is a place where the soul is fed a taste of spiritual food. Stonehenge was built by the priest scientists, the members of the priesthood of On. Now, before I get on, let's go to the priest scientists. We're gonna elaborate more on. Let's go to the priest scientists. Who were the priest scientists? In this book, Jesus, the Master Builder, Druid Mysteries and the Dawn of Christianity by Gordon S. We get a little bit of information on the priest scientists. Let's go right here. Right here in this paragraph, page 57. Britain was the original Holy Land. Okay? All right, let's go right here where it says, at first, Druids are the priests. Remember, not the priest scientists, right? Druids are the priests, the lawgivers, the philosophers, the mathematicians of Urizen, of Eisen. Remember of the Chaldees, where Abraham came out of? Remember the Urim and Thummim, Urizen? Okay. At first, the Druids are the priests. So, Druids are priests. They're the lawgivers. They're the philosophers. The mathematicians of Urizen or Urizen. But by Jerusalem, all things began and end in Aeon's ancient Druid rocky shore. Let's go down. For all the other Celticists, the Druids were derived from the biblical patriarchs. They, like the Welsh, were descended from Noah via Gomer and Japheth. Okay? Also from Enoch. Blake told the outrageous step of turning this theory on his head and claiming that the patriarchs were Druids. It's not outrageous. They were Druids. They were priest scientists. Abraham was a priest scientist. Abraham was a Druid. Heber, Shem, Noah, Enoch was a Druid. They were all Druids from the ancient, okay? All right, let me go back. Abraham, Heber, Shem, Noah were descended from the ancient wise men of Britain. That's what they're saying here. It was Britain, he claimed, not Canaan, that was the primitive seat of the patriarchal religion. Now remember, the word primitive does not mean dumb, unintelligent, uncivilized. Okay, primitive does not mean that. If Britain, okay, so now that's all I want from that paragraph right there. Okay, so you have Druids. They were what? They were the priests, the lawgivers, the philosophers, the mathematicians of Horizon, and you have the patriarchs being linked to the Druids. Let's get another one. Let's go over here. Remember, before we read this page, let's go back to Before we read this page, let's go back to On was a place where wisdom is revealed by the masters of light for the teaching and education of the soul. In the Big Judah video, we know now it is an Irish city. Okay? It was a center for the Academy of Light, and they commissioned pre-scientists to go do all kinds of things. All right? So let's go back over here. Let's get a little bit more on that education real quick. Let's start right here in the middle paragraph where it said Druidism. Druidism is an ancient reputable religion exemplified in the triad. 3 duties of every man. Worship the Most High. Okay? 3 duties of every man. Worship the Most High. Be just to all men. Die for your country. Second, it was widespread and powerful, as witnessed by its major role in the resistance to the Roman invasion of Britain. Third, it believed in a Trinity and was not polytheistic. Druidism was not a polytheistic religion or was not a polytheistic group. They believe in the Trinity. They believe in the one power. The Godhead was Dua, and the Trinity was Bilai, the creator, Taran, the preserver, and Yesu, the coming savior. Fourth, the oak was the sacred tree of the Godhead. Fifth, the mistletoe with its 3 white berries represented the Trinity, but especially Yesu. Sixth, Druidism thus anticipated Christianity. Seventh, it is similar to the law of Moses. Now remember Joseph of Arimathea coming into Britain. Druidism thus anticipated Christianity. Seventh, it is similar to the law of Moses. Now also remember Yahushua going to Britain, where he built himself a house, okay, out of well in Glastonbury. Seventh, it is similar to the law of Moses. Eighth, it was strictly oral. It was a strictly oral secret faith, like the Masons today. It was a strictly oral secret faith. All right. Ninth, the Druids, Caesar said, the Druids teach that by no other way than the ransoming of a man's life by the life of man is reconciliation with the divine justice of the immortal gods possible. This means they had a doctrine of atonement as well as a savior, Yesu. 10th, there were 40 Druidic universities. This is where I wanted to get you. There were 40 Druidic universities with 60,000 students. Each student, okay, spending 20 years studying. Now, this is not your seminaries you go for a year or two and have a quote-unquote philosophy degree or theology degree, and you come out thinking that you could speak on the word of the Most High. No, this is on. This is the Irish city on, with the pre-scientists, each one of them spending 20 years studying in 60,000 universities, 60,000 students. Okay? 40 Druidic university with 60,000 students in the city of On. spending 20 years studying. Studying what? Subjects such as natural philosophy, astronomy, arithmetic, geometry, jurisprudence, medicine, poetry, and oratory. So this is why you could see the Druids. They were the priests, the lawgivers, the philosophers, the mathematicians of Ur-Urizen. This is why you could see that. This is who they were. And when you read about Un, Irish city of Un, was a place where light is revealed. And when you read about the pre-scientists, now you know why they are called the pre-scientists. Because this is what they learned. Okay? This is what they learned. They learned the sciences. They learned the mathematics. They studied the astronomy, the philosophy, the geometry, the medicine. They studied the law. They were the lawgivers. So now you're getting better understanding when we mean pre-scientists at On, the Irish city, and what was going on over there. So they go out, they select megalithic sites in the ancient world, which we know is America, and built geophysical time models like a place like Stonehenge, like a place like where I went over there in Salem, New York, a place like America, Stonehenge, places like Gunjiwamp. Okay, they build these sites all over South America, whatever, geophysical time models linking the destiny of the earth with specific programs of higher intelligence. It is a place where the soul is fed a taste of the infinite source of light, a taste of spiritual food. Stonehenge was built by the pre-scientists of the city of On. Stonehenge was built by the members of the priesthood of On. Right? This is awesome information right there. Now continue with what Big Judah discussed. We're gonna keep it pushing. So let's go now to the children of Mu. Now remember, it talk about Egypt. It's not Egypt, it's Kemet. Now, how come Egypt, On in Egypt was a center for the Academy of Light? How come On was in Egypt? So let's get some understanding on Egypt or Kemet. Let's go to the children of Mu by James Churchward. Let's break that down a little bit. We know the Egyptians did not teach the Hebrews. That's the reversal. Let's go on page 9. When they talk about Egypt, what are they really talking about? This writer says right here, my sole object in this work is to do two things. First, to show by records, not by theories, who the original Egyptians were, or the Kemets. Second is to show that the original settlers in Egypt were the children of Mu. So when you hear about On the Irish city and how the Egyptians, okay, when you hear that On in Egypt was a center for the Academy of Light that had pre-scientists, all you should be hearing is this. All you should be hearing is the children of Mu at Kemet. Because the original settlers in Egypt were the children of Mu, and they came directly from Mu, the motherland of Egypt. Now we're going to talk about Mu, and we're going to get Mu, because in Big Judah video, he talked about the sun, S-U-N, the sun, S-O-N. He talked about a whole lot of stuff, so we'll play it back just to refresh our mind of what he said. So the original settlers in Kemet were the children of Mu, and they came directly from Mu, the motherland, to Egypt. Right, so now when you go into the emerald tablets, okay, when you go to the emerald tablets, I didn't even plan on doing this. Let me see. When you go to the emerald tablets, the first one I had, where are you? And you see Enoch was coming down. Okay, Enoch was coming down. And the children of Egypt, the Kemets, they were running up on Enoch, and he had to set it off on them a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, this is a little blurry. Let's see if it will settle so I can give you what's in there. Okay. It will not. It's still blurry. Let me see. Go back in there. Okay. So when Thoth in this emerald tablet, which is Enoch, was going down to Kemet, and the Egyptians, okay, some of the people came up on Thoth to attack the Atlanteans, okay, and then Thoth did something to them. Let me see if he's here. And Thoth did something to them. The law of cause and effect is not there. It's not there. It's down here. It's down here in this page. It's okay. It's not part of my lesson, part of this what I'm doing right now. It just came in my mind as I was doing this. If I can get it for you, so good. Let's continue. Let's continue. It's okay. So Thoth or Enoch went down to Kemet and he taught whoever was there. Okay? Alright? So now this writer is telling you the original settlers of Kemet were the children of Moon. And they came directly from the motherland Moon. Okay? The motherland to Egypt. Egyptians have been found to have been a highly civilized, cultured people. Why? Because they are the children of Moon. They are the children of Moon. That's why that's why in every book they were telling you they are a highly civilized, cultured people. But see, Egyptologists have not understood this. Listen, the writer says, many Egyptologists find enigmas concerning the two Egyptian religion cults. These apparent enigmas are brushed aside when it is known in what way was the first people, what way was Egypt was first peopled and by whom. Once you know who live in Egypt and who and how, okay, once you know who lived there will be no more confusion. Okay, you will understand why they became, or they were thought to be, a highly civilized culture. Egyptologists have gone far off astray in their many theories and deductions on many points simply because they have not understood the symbology of the ancients and their symbolical writings, nor could they comprehend the esoteric meanings of these writings. Okay, why? Why? Because the key has been found. No key has been found for the Egyptologists. Okay? No key has been found and no school existed where they could learn. Okay? They could not know the esoteric knowledge because there was not a school established for them to learn this esoteric knowledge. They could not understand the symbology. These secrets for many hundreds of years have been known only to a very few old Oriental sages. Okay? So Kemet was inhabited originally by the children of Moon. So now let's go into the children of Moon. Let's go into the motherland Moon. What was Moon? Now we're linking the city of let's get the understanding. We're linking this Irish city is on a place where light is revealed. Okay, they had pre-scientists, and we knew that's the Druids, and we already covered that. All right. Now they built Stonehenge. We got all of that. All the universities that they had in the years that they had to spend to get the knowledge, we got all of that. We came down to this book, and we understood that the original Kemets, okay, were the children of Moon. They came straight from the motherland Moon, and the motherland Moon is the motherland to Egypt. We got all of that. Okay? Now, what is the origin of men? In this book, it tells you a little bit about that. The land of Moon was a large continent situated in the Pacific Ocean between America and Asia. And I remember this guy's telling you, he's showing to you by records, not theories. The land of Moon is a large continent, or was a large continent. Okay, it was situated between the Pacific Ocean, okay, between America and Asia. Now let's go to where I highlighted. There was a large continent of land in the Pacific called the land of Mu. On this great continent, man made his advent on the earth about 200,000 years ago. The land of Mu and the biblical Garden of Eden were one and the same land. At the time of Mu's destruction, her people were in an exceedingly high state of civilization. This is why Kemet was thought to be in an exceedingly high state of civilization, because it told you that it was people by the children of Mu. At the time of his destruction, Mu was in an exceedingly high state of civilization as regards to what? Science. She was far ahead of the present time. Now, we just read about these pre-scientists who were the Druids with their 40 universities and their 60,000 students studying for 20 years, learning the sciences, the astronomy, the mathematics, the philosophy, and all sorts of other things. So now we're connecting the city of we're connecting the motherland Mu with everything that we just discussed. Okay, I'm just gonna cover what I highlighted. The ancients were wise and thoughtful for those who were to come after them. They left indestructible records written on clay and stone. Okay, this we know to be true. Okay, in Mu, the motherland, there were 10 tribes. In the motherland Mu, each of her people occupied its own territory. Okay, you could read all of that. Let's just read what I highlighted. Let's go from the top. When Mu, the motherland, became overcrowded, or among her great navigators, some ambitious and enterprising company found new available land. So when Mu became overcrowded, some of her residents, some of her children went to explore the lands. Okay? To develop other lands. These immigrant children of Mu were called Mayas. Everybody who left the motherland in any direction were called Mayas. Okay? You could read all of this yourself. Right here. Let's go. So they left and they started colonies. These children of Mu went all over the world. They started colonies. They immigrated everywhere else. These Mayans went everywhere around the world and they started colonization. Colonization into every other places. So let's get a breakdown. Watch this. This is a two pictures representing Mu. 1 and 2. When a colony had advanced far enough to govern itself under the suzerainty of the motherland, it was turned into a colonial empire. Okay? It was turned into a colonial empire. And a ruler was appointed. His symbol was the sun, with rays rising on the horizon. Now, Big Judah mentioned the sun. Let's get that again, because we'll come back to this page.
Solar sun. And to the sun god by the Aeon, meaning a circle of the sun, a year, and On, also a name of the sun. The complete word itself means the sun. The word On also signifies cause, reason, swiftness, fierceness, eagerness, excellent, noble, good, also wolf dog. These are qualities and attributes associated with and applied to the solar sun.
Now he says On also means the sun. On also means the sun. Mu, the empire of the sun. Mu, the empire of the sun. Directly linked with On, with them pre-scientists who went all over the world, okay, who taught everybody, original settlers of Kemet were the children of Mu. On, Irish city. On is also what? The empire of the sun. The motherland moon. What page I'm on right here? Let's find out. Okay? Right here. I'm on this page here. Moon, the empire of the sun. What Big Judah said?
The name of the sun. The complete itself means the sun. The word on also signifies cause, reason, swiftness, fierceness, eagerness, excellent, noble, good, also wolf dog. These are qualities and attributes associated with and applied to the solar sun and to the sun god by the Aeon or.
So they apply these qualities to the sun god, to the sun. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Who was the sun god in the motherland moon? Who is the sun they're referring to? I already told you guys. The sun god is the Most High. The sun god is Yahweh. Let's go to another book. Okay? That's who they're referring to. They weren't worshiping the sun. They don't. These intelligent men and women were not sun worshippers. This is all symbology. Remember what the guy said. The Egyptologists have not understood the symbology of the ancients and their symbolical writings right here. This is all symbology. They weren't worshiping the sun. Remember, they believed in the Trinity. They were not polytheistic. The Godhead, Dua, Beli, the Creator, Taran, the Preserver, Yesu, the coming Savior. Okay? These people were not worshiping sun, the sun. No, that's not what they were doing. Symbology. It's all symbology. It's all symbology. Okay? It's all symbology. Let's go further into the video so I know exactly where to go.
Or Irish priests of Aisa. Their theology was based on the idea that the supreme deity never had nor has a name. He is known only by attributes as the good or God, holy, most high, etc.
Okay, the ancients in the motherland moon also did the same thing. They did the same thing. Let me show you right now. Watch this. They had the same beliefs when it comes to the ancient deity. If I could just find the page. When it comes to the ancient deity, they had the same belief. Let me see. Give me a second. You know, sometimes I'll be reading these things and I read it for myself and I forget. I forget to take a picture of what I want, right? So before I go, the word esoteric is intended to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or intent or interest. Okay? Specialized knowledge or interest is intended to be understood by only a small number of people. This is why I tell you right here. The symbology, it was esoteric. Okay, only known by a few old Oriental sages. Okay, another word for esoteric is abstruse, obscure, mysterious, occult, private, mystic, hidden, magical. Family, I don't think I took a picture of what I want to show you in terms of the ancients, their view on the Most High. Okay, they didn't have a name for him per se. I don't think it was in this book. Hold up. Maybe it's in another book. Give me a second. Maybe it's in another book. Okay. We're going to keep it pushing. If I find it, I'll bring it to you. You know, we're not going to waste time on this. Let's keep going.
And as the solar sun center of light, and his great representative, or sun, in our system, the sun god is named after the qualities and attributes of some idea, such as the horseman, or charioteer, the strong one, or Samson, okay, or the fierce one, Horus, the heavenly wolf, who is eager, swift, and fierce. The Irish, during their sojourn in Egypt, gave the name of On to one of their cities on the Nile. The city of On, the city of the sun, was afterwards called Heliopolis by the Greeks and
So you know all about the city of On right now. Well, you know all that you need to know right now.
Romans. Salem is a Hebrew word, okay, but the basis of it is in the Irish word solas, light, as Hebrew is a jargon of the Irish.
So Salem, let's get that one more time.
Greeks and Romans. Salem is a Hebrew word, okay, but the basis of it is in the Irish word solas, light,
Okay.
as Hebrew is a jargon.
So Salem is a Hebrew word, okay? Salem is a Hebrew word. It means solas, light. Now, let's go to another book. Let's go to the Essene Children of the Light. Salem. Who was king of Salem? Melchizedek was king of Salem. Melchizedek was king of Salem, and let's make the connection. See, Salem, Hebrew word, solas, light. Salem, city of God, city of light, which is the motherland moon, because the motherland moon was a city of light, empire of the sun, okay? And Salem is linked to Melchizedek, king of Salem, okay, which is found in, I believe, Hebrews 7. Hebrews 7, Melchizedek, king of Salem, and whatnot. Let's go into this book and read this. Okay, shout out to Yeshua the Unifier for linking me up with this book last year, actually. Founded, okay, the Melchizedek priesthood founded the Essene Brotherhood. The Melchizedek founded the Essene Brotherhood. That is the being who is known by this name in the Jewish tradition. There are always two names for any Melchizedek. And the Melchizedek of the Jewish tradition was actually called Aleph Etz Melchizedek. The word Aleph is related to Alpha. Okay? The word Aleph is related to Alpha and means the beginning. The word Etzi or Etz means tree, and the whole name means the beginning of the tree of Melchizedek. So the tree of life was planted at the time by this great teacher within the Melchizedek order. Who was that, y'all? Let's find out. Okay? Many years, there are inner and outer names. This is the inner name. Aleph Etz Melchizedek is the inner name for this great teacher who built the tree of life, okay, which was planted, okay, at the, no, he didn't build it. The beginning of the tree of Melchizedek, which is so the tree of life, planted by this great teacher within the order of Melchizedek, whose name is Aleph, Alpha, Etz, Melchizedek. Revelation 22 verse 21 talks about the tree of life. Okay? The tree of life, which is also in the city of Christ in the Apocalypse of Paul, where when the righteous go to the city of Christ, they are greeted by Mary, the mother of Yahushua, and she comes along with 3,000 angels singing hymns. And after they worship the Most High, they go in. After they leave Mary, they go to Archangel Michael, and he baptized them in the lake Archaricia, in the city of Christ, the heavenly Jerusalem. Okay? Now, there are inner and outer names. This is the inner name for this great teacher within the Melchizedek priesthood. Many years later, the same teacher returned as Yahushua. And Yahushua is Elohenu Melchizedek. Elohenu is literally the glory of the Most High. but it could also be translated as a divine creative flowering, hence the tree of life. Hence, his name was the divine creative flowering of the tree of Melchizedek. This great teacher plants the tree of life and returns again at the culmination of this whole process. When the tree reaches its full flowering, in that sense, Yahushua can be seen as the overlighting and presiding spirit of our order, guiding and directing the whole Estin impulse. Okay? So now you have Salem, which led us to Melchizedek, king of Salem, which led us to the Aleph Etz Melchizedek, okay, who is Yahushua, which planted the tree of life in the city of Christ, okay, which goes back to everything we were discussing over there in this video.
Of the Irish, Greeks, and Romans. Salem is a Hebrew word, okay, but the basis of it is in the Irish word solas, light. As Hebrew is a jargon of the Irish, it follows more or less closely the root it is taken from, as will be seen. So Salem means the city of God or light. The meaning of this myth is that John, Aeon, the sun, was baptizing in Aeon, the city of the sun, near to Salem, the city of God, in the realm of light, the celestial kingdom. Where else could such a being as the pure and perfected man be said to dwell? In this myth, John, Aeon, and Ain.
So, are they saying that the city of An, this Irish city, was located in the motherland moon? Is that what you're hearing here? The city of An with these priest scientists was located in the motherland moon with those priest scientists who studied everything, astronomy, philosophy, mathematics, high sciences. Okay? And John in the city of the sun in the motherland moon. Is that what they're saying here? Hold up.
Where else could such a being as the pure and perfected man be said to dwell? In this myth, John, Aeon, and Ain, three forms of the word and all pronounced Ain, represents the redeemed and glorified man.
So, the meaning of this myth is that John, Aeon, the sun, was baptizing in Aeon, the city of the sun. That's Mu, the empire of the sun, or another city of the empire of the sun called a city of the sun, Aeon, okay, near Salem, okay, near Salem, where Melchizedek was the king of Salem, which led us to the city of God, right? I just showed you the city of Christ in the realm of light, the celestial kingdom, the heavenly Jerusalem, okay? I just showed that to you. Where else could such a being as pure and perfected men be said to dwell? Okay? In this myth, John, this is the part, we're going to drill on this part a little bit. Let's get this for the big homie right here.
And at the highest state, three forms of the word and all pronounced Ain represents the redeemed and glorified man.
Let's go back. Hold on.
Light. The meaning of this myth is that John, Aeon, the sun, was baptizing in Aeon, the city of the sun, near to Salem, the city of God,
okay,
in the realm of light.
Got that.
The celestial kingdom. Where else could such a being as the pure and perfected man be said to dwell?
Celestial kingdom.
In this myth, John, Aeon, and Ain, three forms of the word and all pronounced Ain, represents the redeemed and glorified man. Man at the highest stage of spiritual attainment, next to the messianic state, so that in his next succeeding life or incarnation, here again on earth, he will be the Messiah.
Okay, let's stop right there. Let's go back. Okay? Where else could such a being as pure and perfected men be said to dwell? In this myth, John, Aeon, or Ayin, three forms of the word, all pronounced Ayin. Okay, let's go back to the keys of Enoch. Let's go back to the keys of Enoch. Let's go to the back of the book one more time. Keys of Enoch, back of the book one more time. Soph. Let's go here for a second. Let me see. Give me a second here. Soph. Okay. Sephiroth, or Sephiroth. Okay? Sephiroth. Okay, remember the Aeon. The primary emanations of Aeon, Soph, light, or the revealing Godhead, which express the combined creative energies of procreation, development, and continuance. The Sephiroth work as the trinity of triads in the geometric synthesis of color on every level of creation. Now we just read that. Hold up. We just read that in the book Jesus the Druid down here. Let's see something down here. Okay. The Druid believe in the Trinity, not polytheistic, triad. Godhead was dual. Okay? Godhead was dual. Yesu. Okay? So we mentioned the triad here. Okay? So we're linking the Keys of Enoch with this book right here. Dual and the Trinity were Bel the Creator, Torah the Preserver, Yesu the coming Savior. Okay? And everything else here. Let's go back. I think we're over here. The Sephiroth work as a trinity of triads or triad. Through the Sephiroth, the primordial worlds of physical creation are successively created into new form as a symbolic tree of life with sacred names. A symbolic tree of life with sacred names. Didn't we just read about this tree of life in the Essene Gospel? So, wait, hold up. The tree of life was planted at that time by this great teacher within the Melchizedek order. And this great teacher returned as Iesus Yahushai, Elohanu Melchizedek, who has a very secret name in the Melchizedek priesthood. His name is Aleph Et Melchizedek. Alpha, Et means tree, and the whole name means combined is the tree of Melchizedek. Now we are reading about the tree of life. So the Sephiroth, light of the revealing Godhead, that's Yahushai, because he is the way, the truth, and the light. So the Soph, the Ayin Soph, primary emanations of Ayin Soph, the Ayin Soph, which Big Judah just mentioned right here. Let's go back to it.
Where else could such a being as the pure and perfected man be said to dwell? In this myth, John, An, Aeon, and Ayin, three forms of the word and all pronounced Ayin,
three forms of the words and all pronounced Ayin.
Presents the redeemed and glorified man.
Who's that? Who is the redeemed and glorified man? Who is the redeemer? Who is the ascended master, the glorified man? Who is that?
Man at the highest stage of spiritual attainment.
That's where we're trying to get, to the highest state of spiritual attainment, just like this glorified big brother that we have, Yahushai.
Next to the messianic state. So that in his next succeeding life or incarnation, here again on earth, he will be the Messiah.
There you go. He will be the Messiah, the Ayin Soph, the Messiah, the Ayin Soph, the Messiah, the planter of the tree of life. You get it now. Let's get it. Let's get some more. Sephirothic emanations on various levels, of the Aeon Sof. Okay? Responsible for the creation of multiple universes within a program of the Father universe. So Yahweh, which is the planter of the tree of life, the Aeon Sof, the redeemed highest men, elevated highest men, however Big Judah said it just now. He is the Aeon Sof. Okay, he is the Aeon Sephiroth, the Aeon Sof, responsible for the creation of multiple universes. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's connect the dots to this book. Let's go to this book again. Jesus, the Master Builder. Okay, and the dawn of Christianity. Let's go to before we go there. Let's get a little bit on the Aeon over here. Let's go to chapter 10. Joshua, the anointed one, or Yehoshua HaMashiach, the anointed one. This is the same name. And over here you get the Gematrian, breakdown of the name Yehoshua HaMashiach. And right in the middle you see the word Ayin. You see that word Ayin, which represents Yahweh Shai. You understand? You could go ahead and read this yourself. The just, the righteous one, Yahweh Shai, the Ayin Sof, Yahusha HaMashiach, him, the anointed one. You could read about that, but over here, let's get a little bit more of the Ayin before we move further into where I want to take you. Let's go to Proverbs 8:22-31 in the same book, page 183. Yahweh created men. Yahweh created me when his purpose first unfolded. Before the oldest of his works. From everlasting I was firmly set. From the beginning, before earth came into being, the deep was not when I was born. There were no springs to gush with water before the mountains were settled. Before the hills I came to birth. Before he made the earth, before he made the countryside, or the first grains of the world's dust. When he fixed the heavens firm, I was there. When he drew a ring on the surface of the deep, when he drew a ring on the surface of the deep, when he thickened the clouds above, when he fixed fast the springs of the deep, when he assigned the sea its boundaries, and the waters will not invade the shore, when he laid down the foundations of the earth, I was by his side, a master craftsman, delighting him day by day, ever at play in his presence. Ayin. Okay? He says what? I was by his side, a master craftsman, delighting him day by day, ever at play in his presence. So the master craftsman is in Ayin. Ayin is Yahweh Shai. He's the Sephiroth. Okay? So how is the master craftsman Ayin? So let's go into this book. Let's get the master craftsman. Let's go to page 142. Same book, page 142. Let's get the connection. Page 142. Let's get the connection. Watch this. Who was Yahweh Shai? He was what? A tecton. What is a tecton? Understood as a builder in teknites as used in the letter of the Hebrews. He shows, okay, the word can be used to describe the Most High handiwork, a master craftsman, as well as man's and, okay, Most High's handiworks and man's handiwork. And that if it were to take it literally and metaphorically and apply it to Yahweh Shai, okay, we could assume an implied comparison between a human and his divine activities. In fact, Buchanan states, Yahweh Shai was a builder who was not so much a laborer or someone who got things built, like a site manager. Okay, his earthly possession would have been an exact counterpart of his role as the one through whom the Most High had created all things. The description of Yahweh Shai as a tecton could therefore be seen as a code for master mason, a master builder, standing by the Most High. The description of him as a tecton could therefore be seen as a code for master builder, master mason on the earth, and architect of the heavens, architecton. So who is Yahawashi? A master builder, architect of the heavens, architecton, a master mason. Okay? What else? A master mason, architecton, right here. What else? Who was Yahawashi? Yahawashi, he's divine, carpenter, carpenter. Okay, so the word carpenter is actually a scholar. So let's read it. Let's go right here. Let's go in the middle paragraph. Buchanan's conclusion that he had once been a businessman. Okay, Yahawashi had once been a businessman, later joined a sect and became a scholar would concur. On the one hand, with Giza Vermis or Giza Vermis. Okay, assertion that the word carpenter stands for scholar in certain Talmudic sayings. And on the other hand, with the possibility that the gospel writers knew that he Yahawashi, had trained and worked as a master builder or architect. Absolutely, he worked as a master builder. He was a builder. Okay, he's the builder of Sephiroth. Such knowledge would have been a closely guarded secret. Such knowledge would have been a closely guarded secret. This knowledge was esoteric. Remember when we read in the Children of Moon, the esoteric knowledge could not have been known by everybody. It can only be revealed, okay, can only by just a select few, certain old sages. This knowledge that he was a scholar and architect would have been a closely guarded secret, just as it would in the Masonic circles today. So Yahawashi would have been understood to have been a carpenter and the son of a carpenter by everybody else. Everybody else would think that he's just a carpenter, a son of a carpenter. But remember though, the secret society of the pre-scientists will know him differently. Okay? To everybody else, he was just a carpenter, a son of a carpenter, a laborer. But those who knew how to interpret the tecton in its more profound meaning would also have understood that the word tecton, okay, had another meaning. He would also have been understood to have been the earthly counterpart of the maker of the universe. This is the conclusion. Yahawashi was trained as a carpenter or a scholar, a builder or architect. Okay? What does that mean? Suggests that behind this natural and outward fact, there lies a mystery. Behind this natural outward fact that everybody else perceive him to be, there is something different about this dude. There lies a mystery, an esoteric knowledge that he is divine. He, in his divine personality, was the builder of the eons. And that the knowledge which he gave his church, listen to this in Hebrews 1 and 2. Yahawashi, the Ein Sof, the builder, the architecton, okay, the architecton, the master mason, the architecton of the heavens. Yahawashi, the master mason, the architecton of the heavens, the scholar, the architect, okay, the builder of the eons. He gave that same knowledge to the church. That the knowledge which he gave his church was the knowledge of those principles by which the worlds were made. He gave that same knowledge to the church. Now you're beginning to understand why the Druids had that knowledge that Yahawashi gave to the church. You're beginning to understand why they had the architecton knowledge. Why they studied mathematics. They were the mathematicians, the lawgivers, the philosophers. Huh? Why? They knew natural philosophy, astronomy, geometry, jurisprudence, medicine, poetry, oratory. Why they had 60,000 students 40 universities, spending 20 years studying these various sciences. Now you're beginning to understand this architecton named Yahushai, the builder of the eons, is master mason, the iron sufferer, okay, the planter of the tree of life, with the esoteric inner name only known by the initiates in the holy order, the Melchizedek order, the Aleph et Melchizedek. Only a few people who know him by this name. You understand this Elohanu Melchizedek, the glory of the Most High, the divine creative flowering, will return as Yahushai. Okay? Right now, he has returned to wake up the dead bones. Now you're beginning to understand why the Egyptologists could not have understood the symbolic writings, nor could they comprehend the esoteric meaning of these writings of the ancients. You understand? There's always an esoteric meaning behind everything. The symbolic, the everybody else will know one thing, but the disciples who know something different. That Yahushua was not just a carpenter or a builder, he was a scholar. He was a builder of the Aeon, the builder of the eons. He was the earthly counterpart of the Most High, of the maker of the universe. He was as above, so below. You understand? Okay? Carpenter of Nazareth, building not with nails and iron, but with ropes of love. Now you understand how everything is linked together here a little bit better. So now we could go back to Proverbs 8. Now you know who is this master mason, this master builder. When he says, I was by his side, a master craftsman, the Aeon. I was by his side, the master craftsman. I play everywhere in the world. I play everywhere in his world. Delighted to be with the sons of men. You understand now what that means better. You know, master mason, master craftsman. Going back to the keys of Enoch real quick. Let's see where I'm at. Let's listen to the big homie real quick. Let's see where I'm at. Because I want to connect everything for you real quick.
In the Irish mythic narrative of the Bible, we see that after John, the prophet and holy man, comes a perfected man, God, the Messiah.
Messiah, the perfected man, God, the Messiah. The perfected man, God, the Messiah. Okay? Aeon, the city of the sun, which is also the motherland moon. Okay? Where Salem, the city of God, is in the realm of light, the heavenly Jerusalem, the celestial kingdom, which is Eden. You understand? Ayin Sof. Let's go back to Ayin Sof in the keys of Enoch. Let's get it all. Let's go back to Ayin Sof in the keys of Enoch. You understand? We got to make the connections, family. You know, we're going back and forth here. Keep up with me here. Keep up with me. Keys of Enoch. I see you, but where the page I need at? Where's the page I need? I see you here, right there. Okay? Now we understand who's the Ayin Sof. That's the master mason, the architecton. Yahushai, the Ayin Sof, responsible for the creation of the eons, multiple universes within the program of the Father universe. Okay? Okay? That's Yahushua right there. Let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more on that real quick. Okay? Let's get a little bit more on that real quick. Let me see. Let's get a little bit more on that real quick. Let's see if I have another page for you where I had something else. And also the word Ayin. What does it mean? Right here. Another one. Keys of Enoch, page 566. Ayin Sof. Ayin Sof. So, Hebrew, no thing. The word Ayin have another meaning too. Let me get it for you real quick. Aeon also means Aeon is the picture of the eye, and it means to see, to know, to experience. Of course, the light, because Yahweh Shai is the way, the truth, and the light. To see by the Spirit, to see. Ayin is a picture of the eye, and it means to see, to know, and to experience. And remember the Hebrew 5 letters. Remember the Hebrew 5 letters 7. Remember the Hebrew 5 letters 7. Let's go to number 7, Zayin. Okay, let's go to number 5, Hebrew 5 letter 7, Zayin. Right there, remove the Z, you see Ayin. Means completion, spiritual perfection. Describes Yahweh Shai here. Ayin, Zayin, 7, completion, spiritual perfection. Zayin is a weapon in Hebrew. The Lion of Judah. He's a weapon in Hebrew. And then I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and him who sat on the horse, his name was Faithful and True. And on his head was many diadems. Who's this King of glory? The Lord mighty and strong. He is the King of glory. Zayin, a weapon in Hebrew. The perfect weapon is the sword of the Spirit. Which is what? The sword of the Spirit, by which spiritual warfare is accomplished. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Let's get that. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Let's read that real quick. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Let's get it from the Bible app so everybody could see it. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Where's my Bible app? Study Bible right here. I had a King James. One King James. All right, let's get what I see. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 10 and 4 right there. 2 Corinthians right here. 10 verse 4. Let's get it. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 4. It's right there. Let's get it right there. Highlight that. Yellow. All right. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are not of the flesh, but they have divine power to destroy strongholds. Okay? All right. I don't like this. I like it, but I don't like it. Let's get it from the King James Version. Let's get it from the King James Version. I don't have the 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 10. All right. Let's go 2 Corinthians 10 right here. Boom, boom, boom. Verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in the Most High, for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ, and being ready to punish all the disobedience of men. Okay? All disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Now, you see how many places we're going based on this? Do you see how many places we're going based on just the word ayin, soft, ayin, zayin? The word ayin, zayin, let's see. Hold up. Where was I? Where's my page? Ay. My 5 letter, Hebrew 5 letter page. You know, I just gotta keep going to see where it is. Gotta go to my... Gotta go to where I was. Gotta find that thing. Okay. See? I don't like to look for things, family. I don't like to look for anything. It should be right here where I need it. I just had it. Shish. Ay. There you go. Zayin. Okay? Completion, spiritual perfection. Let's say it's a weapon in Hebrew. Perfect weapon is a sword of the Spirit. You could go ahead and read that. We already covered this. Right? So Ayin Sof. Again, Yahweh Shai. Limitless, connected with the light. as Ayin Sof or like the Torah or scriptures of light that sees. Okay, I just told you, right? Ayin is another word for the eye. It is the picture of the eye, and it means to see, to know, to experience. The Ayin Sof, no thing limitless, connected with the light, as Ayin Sof or Torah or the scriptures of light that sees and knows the Natami, the eternal light, as a synthesis of the many creator gods, divine emanations, which are sent forth to create the light spectrums and to bring the secrets and mysteries of the infinite mind of Yahuwah from one heavenly hierarchy into creation. That's where they're doing that right there. Now remember who lived in the motherland moon. Remember, everyone that came out of the motherland moon were called who? They were the Mayans, and the Mayans were who? The Atlanteans. Remember all of that now. Otia America, Atlantis region, ancient region of programming by the Brotherhood of Light. That is to be identified with the Caribbean, Yucatan, Southeast Mexico, the major region of administration between 18,000 to 2000 BCE by the Sons of Light, the Benai, that means the Sons of Light. The majority of her Altean descendants who survive on the planet known as the Nephites. The majority of her Altean descendants are known as the Nephites. Moved into the regions of Central and North America with extensions into South America. This was when the children of Moon were going everywhere, colonizing everywhere else. Okay, moving into Central America, moving into South America. Okay, they were known as the Nephites, with extensions into South America and Kemet, Egypt. Okay, Kemet with On, the Irish city. Okay, with their great universities, with their pre-scientists, Otia America. This is why the Mayans were so, the great civilizations, right? Because they came out of Moon. Same people. Altia America will be the new economical region of the gathering of spiritual humankind, a reprogramming area for spiritual freedom on this planet, and the establishment of the spiritual administration of the Ancient of Days. You understand? Now you see how everything is linked together. Everything is linked together now. Everything is linked together. We leave nothing on the table.
Jesus.
Okay?
This is an example.
Let's get that one more time.
3 forms of the word, and all pronounced Ayin, represents the redeemed and glorified man. Man at the highest stage of spiritual attainment, next to the messianic state, so that in his next succeeding life or incarnation, here again on earth, he will be the Messiah.
Yes.
In the Irish mythic narrative of the Bible, we see that after John, the prophet and holy man, comes a perfected man, God, the Messiah, Isa, Jesus. This is an example of the esoteric truth and wisdom which lies hidden beneath the veil of the scriptural allegory, as formulated by those inspired Irish adepts.
Esoteric truth and wisdom which lies beneath the veil of the scriptural allegory as formulated by those inspired Irish adepts. And though they have been denied the credit of authorship through a thieves' compact of silence, their wisdom and their works still exist in both the Bible and the Great Pyramid of Yahushai, the Great Pyramid of Isa, which I have a lot of information on, okay, but I'm not going to bring it out unless Big Judah bring it out.
And though they have been denied the credit of authorship through a thieves' compact of silence, their wisdom and their works still exist in both the Bible and the Great Pyramid of Isa. So you see right there the thieves' compact of silence. That's Psalms 83 again.
That's right. But you know another scriptures that go perfect with Psalm 83? Another scriptures that go perfect with Psalm 83. Let me see if I took the picture here. Another scriptures that go perfect with Psalm 83 is Luke 11, verse 52. Yeah, same book, same book. Jesus, the master builder. Okay, Luke 11:52. Let's go to Psalm 83. Let's read Psalm 83 first, and we could compare it to Luke. Psalm 83. Let's get Psalm 83 right here so you could see it. Oh, I don't want to lose this page. All right, I can. I don't need it no more. Psalm 83. Psalm 83 right now. Let's get Psalm 83 KJV. All right, Psalm 83. For behold, verse 2, your enemies make a tumult, and those who hate you have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people, Most High, and they have consulted together against your sheltered ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharah may be remembered no more. You understand? Now, when you go to Luke 11:52, a question is being asked. A question is being asked. Is there a secret knowledge? Is there an esoteric knowledge? Let's go start in the middle. Right here. Do the verses from which Simon Well has so convincingly deduced a substructure of Pythagoreanism imply that there is a secret gospel? Is there a secret gospel within? Where am I? Is there a secret gospel? Forgive me, family. I lost where I was. Give me a second. Is there a secret gospel within the gospel? Okay. Is there a secret gospel within the gospel? That's the question. Give me a second. I gotta plug in my computer here. Is there a secret gospel within the gospel, hidden in the New Testament text? Although, okay, is there one? The New Testament contains an esoteric as well as an exoteric teaching. Just like this inner and outer name Yahushua has as a Melchizedek priest, this Alpha et Melchizedek, this esoteric knowledge that the Egyptologists could not understand because they didn't have a school to teach them the hidden meaning behind the word, just like the same way that they misinterpreted what the Mayans were doing when they saw somebody's heart was being ripped out. They thought that it was literal, but it was all symbolic. Is there a secret gospel within the gospel of Luke? The New Testament contains an esoteric as well as an exoteric teaching. Question mark. Does it? Of course it does. Certain other passages which she does not quote make this seem more likely. For instance, when Yahushua says, woe to you lawyers, you have taken away the key of knowledge. Woe to you lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. You did not enter yourselves, and you hindered those who were entering. In the original Greek, the word for knowledge here is nosios. It is preceded, by the definite article and should read, you have taken the key of the knowledge. You see the difference? Up top, it says, woe to you, teachers. You have taken away the key of knowledge. That's general. That could be any knowledge. But when you go back further in the Greek, it read this way. It should read this way. You have taken the key of the knowledge. This alters the meaning of knowledge from a general to a specific kind of knowledge. Yahushua blames the lawyers for having taken away the key to this knowledge, thus raising 4 questions. Namely, what was the key? Why had the lawyers taken it away? What was the knowledge which they were supposed to have entered into, and why hadn't they done so? These questions open up vistas of speculative possibilities. Supposing that this is indeed an authentic saying of Yahushua and not the sentiments of a later writer with a grudge against lawyers, whatever the wider ramifications of this verse, we can at least assume that there was indeed a gnosis. The gnosis, the knowledge, which Yahushua believed the lawyers should have known and to which they had the key to. Okay? It was clearly a gnosis about which he knew and which he felt was very important. The traditional interpretation of this verse has been akin to the evangelical Christian who castigates the rank and file of his denomination for not being born again. Okay? So we're not going to read that. Let's go back down here. The Christ is that key which locks together the creator and the creation. Since knowledge is the reflection of being, the Christ is also by some token the key of knowledge. Woe unto you, lawyers, said he, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. He, Christ, the Aeon Soph, the Alpha et Melchizedek, the architecton, the tecton, the master mason, the master builder of eons. He was that key. He whom earlier centuries had loved in advance and whom the Pharisees had denied and were going to put to death.
The thieves have come together to hide this information, to hide where they get this original information from. They've all made a compact. They've all made an agreement. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Again, I'm telling you, there's so much information we're going to be getting into. But I wanted to make sure I came and brought that out before we just kind of get started.
Okay? It's just the tip of the iceberg, family. I myself have a lot of information I want to share, but that's not the path the Most High have me on, right? I'm on another path. I'm on another path. I'm coming at you from another angle, right? I'm coming at you from another angle. But every time if I have some information to share with the nation based on a video Big Judah does, I'll bring it out to you. Oh, we forgot to go into this book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. In this book also we find the Sephiroth. The Sephiroth which we read about, okay? Let me not confuse you, okay? We read about the Sephiroth in the Keys of Enoch. Let me show you. Over here, the Sephiroth. Okay, that's where we got the Aeon Soph. We linked that with Yahushua. That's who he is, the architect and the builder of eons. In the Secret Teaching of All Ages by Manly P. Hall, we also get it here in this book called the Sefer Yetzirah. The Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation. All right. So now this is you going into different books. This is you not being afraid. And pushing through the veil of ignorance and going into realms that, the church of Satan don't want you to go into. This is you going into different books, You go into different books that the norm is not, most people won't go into. Even in the walk, you still have people not reading. I ain't even going to that right now. The Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation, chapter 1. Let's read a little bit more about the Aeon Soph, the Sephiroth. All right, it's right here, family. It's right here. It's right in front of you. Maybe I should go into it. Let me read a little bit. Yahuwah, the Lord of hosts, the living Elohim, King of the universe, omnipotent, the merciful and gracious power, supreme and exalted or extolled, dweller in the height, whose habitation is eternity, who is sublime, all praises to the most sublime, remember that? Who is sublime and most holy, engraved his name, and ordained or formed and created the universe in 32 mysterious paths or stages of wisdom or science. By 3 seraphim, we're back to the seraphim, or Sephirim. Sephirim, seraphim, see that? Interchangeably playing words. Namely, numbers, letters, and sounds. The Sephirim are numbers, letters, and sounds. Okay? Divine harmonics, which are in him one and the same. There we're back again to the triad. The 10 Sephiroth, 10 properties from the ineffable one. 22 letters are the foundations of all things. The 22 letters of the alphabet. The 22 fire letters. Okay? The 10 Sephiroth, 22 letters are the foundations of all things. Of these 22 letters, 3 are called mothers, 7 double, and 12 simple. The 10 numbers, the Sephiroth, out of nothing are analogous to the 10 fingers and the 10 toes. 5 over against 5. In the center between them is a covenant with the only one power. In the center between these 5 fingers, 5 toes, 5 over 5, in the center is a covenant. The covenant is with whom? The only one power, the Lord of hosts, the living Elohim, the King of the universe, omnipotent, merciful, gracious power, supreme and exalted, dweller in the height, whose habitation is eternity, sublime, most holy. The covenant is with him, is with that power. Okay? It's with the Almighty, the All-Merciful, the Most High, whom the ancients called by those names: good, holy, most high, almighty, most powerful. In the spiritual world, it is the covenant of the voice, which is the word. Okay? The covenant of the voice, which is the word. In the spiritual world, it is the covenant of the voice, which is the word. And in the corporeal world, the circumcision of the flesh, the right of Abraham. Now, you know already how I feel about this. 10 are the numbers of the Sephiroth. Out of nothing, 10. Not 9, 10. Not 11. Comprehend this great wisdom, family. Understand this knowledge and be wise. Inquire into the mystery and ponder in it. Examine all things by means of the 10 Sephiroth. The covenant is with the one God. In the spiritual world, it is a covenant of the voice, the word. In the corporal world is the circumcision of the flesh, the right of Abraham. 10 are the numbers of the Sephiroth. Out of nothing, 10. Not 9, 10. Not 11. Comprehend this great wisdom. Understand this knowledge and be wise. Inquire into the mystery and ponder the mystery. Examine all things by means of the 10 Sephiroth. Examine all things by means of the covenant. Examine all things by means of the covenant. Restore the word to its creator and lead the creator back to his throne. That's what we're trying to do. Restoring the word that was taken out of context by the church of Satan, and we're bringing it back to the people to lead you back to the Most High. Restore the word to his creator and lead the creator back to his throne again. He is the only formator, and beside him there is no other. Never have been, never will be. Okay? The 10 are equal to the covenant. Okay? So let's keep on reading. Let's go. Number 5. His attributes are 10 and are without limit. The 10 ineffable Sephiroth have 10 infinitudes, which are as follows: the infinite beginning, the infinite end, the infinite good, the infinite evil, the infinite height, the infinite depth. This all describes the Most High. The infinite east, the infinite west, the infinite north, the infinite south, And over them is the Lord, the Most High, is the Lord superlatively one. Over them is the Most High, the faithful King. He rules over all, in all from his holy habitations, from ages to ages. Okay? All right. All right, let's keep reading. Number 7, the 10 Sephiroth have their end linked to their beginning and their beginning linked to their end. Conjoined as the flame is wedded to the live coal. For the Lord is superlatively one, and to him there is no second. The Most High, the Lord, the Most High, that power is one. Beside him there is no other. Before one, what can you count? Now let's go. Let's get the meaning of the number 10, which is the covenant, but let's go to the Hebrew. Let's go to the Hebrew. Okay, I should have saved that. I didn't want it. I should have saved it. Okay, hold on. It's here somewhere. Let's get 10. Let's go back to the Hebrew 5-letters chart and get 10. Okay? Let's get 10. Is that you? No. Okay, so it's further up. Let me see. Maybe it's in the front. Are you in the front? Are you here? Atlantis. Are you here? Okay. No. Give me a second, family. Give me a second. My Hebrew 5-letters. Nope, that's not it. Sucrose Untitled. Is that you? Take you out of there then. That's not you. Bukomo, the Lost City. X. No, that's not that. Give me a second. I'm going to get you 10. We're going to close with that. We're going to go and read about the 10. Hebrew 5-letter 10. Hold up. And, yeah. Let me see something. Let me see. Okay, I should be able to get it from here. Setting. Forgive me, family. I don't know where I put it. Let me see. I was here, right? Let's go back here. Let's go back there. Let's see if I could get it this way, because I played myself. Gunji 1, Ireland, Porto, Connecticut. Alright, forgive me, y'all. I don't want to waste time looking for this. Okay, 10 in the Hebrew is divine order. Okay, so that's why I view everything by the 10. It's divine order of the Most High. That's the number 10, divine order. All right, that's what it is. I'm sorry, forgive me. I should have kept the page up. I didn't. Let me see. Right here, boom, got you. Trying to be slick, huh? Got you. Thank you, Father. There you go. Number 10. Let's go to number 10. Number 10, divine order. Right here. Divine order law. Yod, a closed hand. Because 10 is also the number of the law, the covenant, which brings divine order. It signifies the works of the law. Okay? So 8 indicates a new beginning, a new birth in a believer. 9 is visitation and manifests the Holy Spirit leading, training, and judgment, learning to discern right and wrong in the life of the believer. 10 is a number of divine order being reestablished one way or another through the judgment of the law, as pictured by the 10 commandments. In other words, it manifests the actual sentence of the law, which follows the gathering, the covenant. Remember my first video on the book of remembrance of Melchizedek? I went into the covenant. I went into this topic here, the gathering and presentation of the evidence after the Holy Spirit has revealed the evidence to expose men's heart. Okay, i.e. number 9. Okay, which is the visitation. The judge reveals the law. That is he. That is why he pronounces the sentence according to the law. The number 10, divine order. 10 is the number that portrays that time of judgment when men either receive reward or come under divine judgment one way or another. The law must be fulfilled and the divine order re-established. The 10 letter of the Hebrew alphabet is the yod, which means the deed or the work, because 10 is also the number of the law as seen in the 10 commandments. The yod became a symbol of the works of the law, Romans 3:20. The meaning of the number 10 is based upon the divine law, because as Revelation 20:12 and 13 say, all will be judged according to their deeds. Okay? All right? So that's that right there. And then when you go back over here, in this book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, it talks again about the Sephiroth, which leads us to the Aeon Soph, which is Yahushai, okay, which is Christ. That's who the Aeon Soph is, okay, right here, okay, the Aeon Soph, okay, which is Yahushai, which is Christ, and the keys of Enoch. We went into that, family, okay. I pray that this lesson blessed you today, that this little bit of information that I brought out, remember, it's just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the tip of the iceberg, okay. Remember, it's just the tip of the iceberg, okay. Remember, esoteric intended to be understood by only a small number of people, okay. Remember, we covered so many things. We covered so many things on the Irish city of On, all right? Irish city of On with the priests, scientists going throughout in the ancient world to select megalithic site, connecting them with the geophysical time models, linking the destiny of the earth with specific programs of higher intelligence. Stonehenge was built by the priests, scientists of On, okay? And we know who the priest scientists were. Them priest scientists were the Druids. They were the mathematicians of Rising, the priests. They were the lawgivers, the philosophers of Aeon. All things begin in Aeon and end in Aeon's ancient Druid rocky shore. Okay? All right? Abraham, Heber, Shem, Noah, Enoch, all of them were Druids, priests, because they all had the covenant. They all had the law. They all had this esoteric knowledge. Okay, so all these Druid priests, right, they believe in the one deity, the Dua, okay, they believe in the Godhead, they believe in the redemption, okay, and they had 60,000 students in 40 Druidic universities. Each student spent 20 years studying, okay, subjects such as natural philosophy, astronomy, arithmetic, geometry, jurisprudence, which is law, medicine, poetry, and oratory. Oh, I want to give you something else before I go. In this book. Keys of Enoch, Keys 113, Melchizedek schools, Melchizedek academies of light, just like in On. They had academies of light with the priest scientists. So this is what's coming on the earth right now. You being here, you taking part of a Melchizedek, a very low level Melchizedek Academy of Light on YouTube right here. This is where you're getting information that you will never receive from Christianity. All right, what will these academies of light do? The academies of light will train the mind to work with the keys of knowledge using the 7th, 8th, and 9th chakra triangulation to actualize a physical quantum leap beyond the imperfect karmic cycles of our solar spectrum. What else will they do? The order of Melchizedek, number 26, in conjunction with the order of Enoch, will give the light, will give the wisdom, okay, will give the gnosis to all areas of world science. Right? They're gonna bring back the light from the Irish city of light with the priest scientists. This light is coming back. These sciences are coming back with the order of Melchizedek in conjunction with the order of Enoch that will give this wisdom, this light to all areas of world science, so that the Father's what? Covenant. We just covered covenant in the secret teaching of all ages. So that the Father's covenant will come to pass. This will activate a spiritual scientific synthesis. Okay? All right? The Father's covenant will come to pass based on this light from these Melchizedek Academies of Light. These Academies of Light will be a global network. Okay, it's not gonna be local. It's be global. It's gonna be scattered all over the world, all over the planet. Why? Because the children of light are found in every nation. It's global. It will be a global network of spiritual communities of the people of light. Okay, in every state, every country, every nation, a global network. That's what it will be. Okay, the mapping of the government of the seraphim will be manifested in 24 temples of light in the land of the Ancient of Days, America. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of temples. The mapping of the government of the seraphim. The seraphim, we just covered the seraphim. Okay, they are responsible for bringing the proper ark to the earth in every or any Noah-like exodus. Okay, this is a Noah type of exodus right here, these end of days. A lot of things gonna go down. The seraphim, okay, gonna be right here on our side, supporting us, helping us, getting through these tribulation times. Okay, so this is what's happening right now. So we can use these sciences, this order of light from the Melchizedek Academies of Light. We're gonna use these sciences to fly. Watch this. Enoch told me that when the Melchizedek light centers on this planet are built, there will be 3 scientific faces of light. Okay, which will be given to men. Three scientific faces are. So we're gonna be given these things to focus on. One of which is this, which will be given to men by the Enochian Brotherhood. One face will be an energy field, which will work with the levels of electromagnetic conversion. This will be used to take energy out of the air and use it for physical activity. So we're gonna learn how to fly. This activity will be sustained as a perpetual pulse. This is what the Druid priests did. They used the electromagnetic conversion in the air, and they use that for physical activity. Okay, flying, super strength, all of that. This is what's happening. This is what you're gonna be learning very shortly. Once this cycle ends and the new cycle begins, when Yahushua returns or whatever, whenever the Most High wants this to happen, this is what you're gonna be learning in the Academies of Light that's going to be set up by the Melchizedek order. Okay, and the Enochian order, also in conjunction with the Enochian order. So you're gonna use this to fly. So the second one will give you the ability to utilize your consciousness of light with electromagnetic technology to create the Sphinx, the physical vehicle, which will give you the understanding of how your physical biosatellite of interstellar creation operate. Okay, you're gonna understand totally your body. Okay, you're gonna understand things on another level. I don't know. Just read it and get your own understanding. The pyramid Sphinx is the next face of light. Okay, wisdom, understanding, which will allow men to be made into the image of the luminary. So, okay, so I was on the right path. So this knowledge will allow you, right, to be made into the image of the luminary, because you are a pyramid. Now, just so you know, right, you are the most sacred site on this planet. I know there are sacred sites everywhere, but you are one of them. Okay, which will allow men to be made into the image of the luminaries, and at the same time be transformed into new bodies of light. And the third phase will work with the medicine of light, right? So remember, the Druids they studied medicine, they studied all of that. So Abinadi was a herbalist. He understood the healing properties in the medicine, in the herbs. Remember, Yahushua says the herbs are for the healing of the nation. So we're gonna learn this true science now. Okay, medicine of light will work specifically electromedicine, which will allow various electromagnetic fields to speed up the chemistry of the human body, right? The human DNA, RNA matrix. So when you get a cut, you're gonna be healed immediately. If you break a leg, it's gonna be healed right away. The human DNA, RNA matrix to work on a higher wavelength of light, man. You're gonna be super beautiful, man. I tell you right now, when the people of God bring together these higher disciplines of electromagnetic technology, the keys behind the pyramid Sphinx for space travel, which we talk about right here, space traveling, the key, When you bring this together, the key behind the pyramid sphinx for space travel and the science of electromedicine, they can create autonomous communities. All right, I didn't make a page to the next page, but something got me thinking over here. The pyramid sphinx is the next phase of light which will allow men to be made into the image of the luminaries and at the same time be transformed into new bodies of light. Okay? Wow. This is beautiful stuff, yo. Beautiful stuff. All of this is coming to a town near you. Academies of Light by the Order of Melchizedek in conjunction with the Order of Enoch. Family, this is it. All praises to the Most High Power, the great I am, loving kindness, the holy great one, the power of Zion. Before I go, my daughter drew this last night. Beautiful picture she drew. Okay, the little girl talent is going on the next level. But giving all honor, all praises, all glory to the Most High for her and how he's using her talent. You know, she told me she prayed and she asked the Most High to show her how to draw, how to do shadows and all of that stuff. You know, I draw myself, but she surpassed me, man. I tell you, she surpassed her daddy. So this is it, family. I pray that this was what's the word? Edified. That you were edified from this. Okay? Until next time, Yah Shalom.